Hey, fellow collectors. Today I want to talk about something I think is way bigger than people realize. This isn't following the latest news stories in the hobby. That's not my thing. This is about the biggest problems in the hobby today that if we solve them, everything else gets better. And I'm going to walk through three of them right now. First, there is no good marketplace for low dollar cards. This is a massive pain point. Cheap but meaningful cards aren't worth the effort for the buyer or the seller. According to what I was able to find in 2025, about 42 million trading card singles were sold on eBay alone. About 40% sports, 60% TCG. We're talking about tens of millions of transactions, and that's just on eBay. And even with that high of a number, the reality is if you want to buy a $1 card on eBay right now, you don't pay $1. You pay $1 for the card, you pay $1 for shipping, plus a little bit of tax. So now you're spending $2+ for a $1 card. You have to really want that card just to justify paying more than double. And from the seller side, it's even worse. You literally cannot sell a card for $1. If you do, you're going to lose money on eBay. I've done it. There are fees, there's shipping expenses, and there's supplies. So sellers out there, and I've tried this myself, you get to around $2 for your card listing, maybe just to keep 50 cents, and there's a ton of hidden work that you don't even realize you're doing for that 50 cents. You got to list the card beforehand. You got to find the card once it sells. You got to package it. You got to ship it. And you got to have the materials on hand. It's a ton of work. Plus, sometimes the cards end up getting lost in the mail and you have to refund them. Sometimes the customers want to go back and forth 16 times on the eBay messages just to finish their transaction. It's a headache to say the least, and there's very little money in it. So currently, the only real value, at least in my opinion, of selling $1 cards is the feedback score. That's it. And yeah, that matters, but it's a lot of work. And you know, if you're somebody that just loves selling cards and interacting with people and giving them the things that they want, then that's great. And then there's value in that for you too. I personally would rather just give cards to kids than deal with all that if it wasn't about the feedback score. But now imagine this instead. Imagine a buyer spending $10 on 10 cards, $1 each. And imagine the seller getting 6 of those dollars. Or imagine the buyer paying $1 and the seller getting 60 to 75 cents on that dollar. See, now everything changes. Because now you unlock millions of dormant cards that are out in the world that people would probably sell and people would probably want to buy. You give yourself some real volume and there's real liquidity. Because if you fix the $1 card issue, you fix the literal foundation of the hobby. It makes it easier for kids to be a part of this. It makes it easier to care about what you're buying and choose to buy cards that you like. And you don't have to have that sick feeling of, do I really want this $1 card enough to spend $2.50 on it? That goes away and gets better. And with that, now here's the second problem. You see, people are being trained to think about value instead of cards. We see dollar signs. We don't see the card anymore. The entire conversation in the hobby nowadays is what's it worth? What can I flip it for? What's the comp? That's what everybody talks about. That's what all the YouTube channels are talking about. Very few people are asking, do I actually want to own this and keep it in my collection? See, I was on the Professor Sports Cards live YouTube show recently, and a guest that was on there with me, Dan the Card Man, said something that really stuck with me. He said, we've reached a point now where prices have got to a level that's not really for the end consumer. Like, does somebody actually want to own these cards in their collection forever at the price they're posted at? And this was a conversation about people like flippers that are purchasing the cards and jacking the prices up just so that they can make a buck on it and try to get it to a point where it's at its top and then sell it there. And people don't want to buy the cards at this price. That's not what they're there for. So let me ask you this. If every card in the world was worth $1 and there was a law that said you could only sell a card for $1 and that law was followed universally, what would make a card worth owning? Is it the player? Is it the design? Is it the story? Is it the pride of owning it? Is it the legacy of the brand? What actually makes a card satisfying to own? See, for me, I've made a decision. As of about 8 months ago, I decided I will now only buy cards that I will put up on display in my home. No more buying something just because I think it will go up. I want to own the card if I'm going to buy it. And yeah, if somebody offers me a price I can't refuse for a card, I might sell it, but I'm not buying it thinking about that. And so I ask you to think about this. Which cards that you own do you love regardless of value? Which cards do you just really genuinely enjoy owning the most, and which ones are out there that you would genuinely enjoy owning? And then I also ask you, which ones did you buy recently that you don't actually care about? That you purchased just because of the value of the card potentially going up to make a buck? And this leads me to the third problem for the collector side to grow. See, we need better ways to display cards at home. For me now, I only buy cards I want to put on display. I don't want boxes, I don't want storage, I don't want stuff to dig through. I want to see what I own and feel something from it. I want my cards to give me energy, I want them to make me happy, I want them to be part of my environment. But here's the catch, see, it has to flow. It can't be displayed in a way where someone walks into my home and goes, "Are you okay?" It can't be displayed in a way in my office where my woman comes in there and she's just like, "I can't be in here anymore." If somebody can solve the display problem in a way that's clean, integrated, beautiful, and normalized in homes, that changes everything. So think about this. If we can fix the $1 card, we unlock volume. If we shift away from value, we unlock true collectors. And if we fix the in-home display, we bring the hobby into everyday life. That's how this grows in a way that feels good to us. I know that the card companies are out there promoting gambling every day. I understand that it's painful. It's not what I want either. But this is the hobby that we're in. And if we can be accepting of other people's choices and we can just look at this hobby from the perspective of what do I want and how can I enjoy it, this is how it grows. And so next time I'm going to go deeper on each of these. But for now, I want to hear from you. Which of these do you think matters most? And what would you change about the hobby? Let me know in the comments, because I really think if we solve these 3 things, everything gets better a little bit at a time. Shout out to Neo Cards and Comics on YouTube for inspiring the structure of this video.